That maybe move it a little closer. Okay, so we're going live on YouTube and Facebook. Jai Shri Bhakti Sundar Govindra Dev Goswami Raj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaura Purnima. Jai Bhagavan Gauranga Sundar Avirbhav Mahamudra. So today is a very, very happy day, and I'm very, very happy to be with our wonderful family here in Hungary. We have a very nice gathering. Devotees have come from Budapest and Szeged, and very, very blessed. In this mad time in the world, we have some shelter, we have some refuge in our community of devotees. So we are very, very fortunate for that. And today is Sri Gaura Purnima, the divine appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for me, this is actually, I mentioned before, this is the first time in 15 years that I'm not in India on this day. So this is quite a big change for me. But I don't actually, honestly, I don't feel any lack. I feel it is complete to be here with these beautiful devotees. Oh, you know what? I forgot this.
Yeah.
Because the sound isn't so good otherwise. Okay. So in Navadvip, this is a week-long festival, and in the days preceding, then the devotees are traveling to all of the places where Mahaprabhu went on his pastimes. So there's that Gora Amar Desha Vastane Kodilo Brahmana Nange Bhakti Thakur song he mentioned. All the places where my Gauranga went, I will go there in the company of the devotees. So in the days before Gaura Purnima, then the devotees are taking some austerity, leaving early in the morning and walking many hours. Many of you have experienced that, and visiting all of these places connected with the divine pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So this is a very wonderful time, concentrated chunk. And so here, now we're in Hungary. We're not in the Dham, but still we're thinking day by day the Purikrama. And so there have been different broadcasts by different sannyasis. Some of you have been following me maybe over the last week. So it is a week-long meditation, and also, as we mentioned before, thank you for in the weeks prior, like the 2 months or so prior, we're honoring the divine appearance of many of Mahaprabhu's associates, divine associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Vaitacharya, Vishnu Priya Devi, Raghunath Das Goswami, and others. And now this is culminating in the divine appearance of Mahaprabhu. I was remembering one very beautiful prayer, and I only heard Srila Sridhar mention it once. I don't know where it's from. Very poignant, heart-rending expression. I don't know if I can remember the Bengali, but the meaning was, now that Gauranga, this is some poet expressing this, now that Gauranga has gone, then who will cry when they see the fallen souls? Raising his arms high and crying to see the condition of the souls of this world. Now Mahaprabhu is gone, who will do that? Who will do that? Namo Mahavadanyaya, he is known as the most magnanimous, the most compassionate descent of the Lord. So he came with so much compassion, with so much mercy. He is, as we are told in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu, he came here for this twofold purpose. He came with his mission to save the souls of this world. Anarpita Chim Chirag, Kurunaya Vitina Kalo, Sanar Paitam, Anujoja Svara, Savaki Shulam, Madi Kurita Sundar, Duty Kadamba, Sandipita, Sadahridaya Kandre, Suratu Vashachinanda. This is wonderful benediction of Kaviraj Goswami at the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, describing the mission, the public mission of Mahaprabhu to save the souls of this world by giving what has never been given before. And Arpita Chirimta has never been given before. This is the most rare prema bhakti of Vrindavan. He has come to give this. And Sada Hridaya Kandra Suratu Vashachinanda. This is Kaviraj Goswami's benediction. May that Gauranga Sundar, the beloved son of Mother Shachi, may he shine resplendently within your heart. So this deep, deep compassion is within his heart. And he's with his beloved associate Nityananda Prabhu. They're hunting down the souls of this world. And I was looking at, the other day was Madhavendra Puri's disappearance day, which is a very important day for us. I guess in a way you could say it's kind of an underrated day because it's not so well known, but Madhavendra Puri's position is very, very important in our line. He is the Premankor. He is described as the sprout of Krishna Prema in this world. What Mahaprabhu came to give, Madhavendra Puri, he came first with that. He first manifests, to speak more specifically, he first manifests the mood of divine love and separation in the mood of Radharani in this world. That was first revealed by Madhavendra Puri. He first showed that mood in this world. So, what was I saying? So Madhavendra Puri's disappearance day, there's this wonderful article by Srila Saraswati Thakur. Actually, it's not an article, it's his commentary on the chapter on Madhavendra Puri in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But there's a very striking expression, very important and striking expression where Saraswati Thakur says that the highest dharma of the soul is to serve Krishna in the mood of separation. This is the most, to feel separation from Krishna is the most normal condition of the soul. It's a very, very striking statement. To live in to feel separation from Krishna, this is the most healthy and normal feeling that the soul can have. And he comments also how when lamentation over material things is in an inverse way showing the intensity of attachment on material things. And so similarly, feeling separation from Krishna, it is a demonstration of how much attachment there is for Krishna. So the feeling of separation is the most intense expression of love and attachment. And so this is what, Mahaprabhu, he showed the souls of this world that we cannot live without Krishna, actually. this is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. He is the Lord himself, but he is taking the mood, the heart of his devotee and showing us what it means to be a devotee. When Krishna is coming as himself, there's only so much that he can do, because he's coming as Krishna. We cannot follow Krishna. Krishna is not setting a good example, we could say. we won't become, good devotees if we follow Krishna's example. It won't be a good idea. It won't be good for our spiritual life. So mercifully, he's appearing as Mahaprabhu and demonstrating what it means to be a devotee, showing us what it is to have the heart of a devotee. And the most, primary element of that is this deep mood of separation from Krishna. This is what the normal soul should be feeling. It should be like an unbearable thing. And in his divine Leela, Mahaprabhu also he showed this natural development in his life. What I mean is he showed the transition, you can say, and which makes it for a striking contrast. He appeared he enjoyed his Leela as the proud Nimai Pandit, renowned scholar of Nadia, who defeated the Digvijay Pandit, Keshav Kashmiri. Nimai Pandit, he was this, beautiful, brilliant young man, who was, he was invited to many different places around Bengal to give discourses. He had he was in a very highly respected rabbinical family. Whatever, he had the most beautiful wife, beautiful young, loving wife. Whatever anybody could want in this world, he had all of that. And then he showed the transition. This is part of his Leela. When he went to Gaya to perform last rites for his father, Jagannath Mishra, then he met with Ishvara Puri, who's coming in the line of Madhavendra Puri, the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And then he took initiation from, and you have to be careful with that, because the Chutananda Prabhu will be angry. If we say he took initiation from Advaita Acharya's son, Chutananda, he's 6 units of that Leela. And he's 6 years old, he heard his father, Advaita, mentioning, oh yes, he's about Mahaprabhu, he's a disciple of Ishvara Puri. Chutananda became very angry. How can you say that? Mahaprabhu is the guru of the 3 worlds. How can you say that someone else is his guru? We will all be destroyed by mistake. So we have to be careful of how we say it. But as Saraswati Thakur says very carefully in the Guru Parampara song that we say, Ishar Puri ke Danya, that Mahaprabhu made Ishvara Puri very fortunate by accepting him as his guru. So Mahaprabhu, as part of his Leela, he accepted Ishvara Puri as his guru. And it's also, interesting, like, it's almost like he's giving more honor to Madhavendra Puri, because he's not even a direct disciple of Madhavendra Puri, he's a grand disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Ishvara Puri is disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Mahaprabhu took from Ishvara. Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita and a few others, they took from Madhavendra, from Mahaprabhu and Ishvara Puri. So then Mahaprabhu, having that connection with Ishvara Puri, then he began to show all the symptoms of divine love. And then he began to show this mood of separation from Krishna. There's the beautiful Kaha Mora Kanana Mora Ligadan Kaha Kao Kaha Chao Kaha Mora Kanana Mora Ligadan Kaha Kao Kaha Chao Jenjanadan, something like that. But you know, he began this lamentation. Where can I find that Krishna, the Lord of my life, that beautiful flute player Krishna? How can I find him? Where can I find him? Tell me, where do I go? Where do I go to get him? There's this very beautiful, is this in chapter 2? I don't remember. Maybe it's another section. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are, some sections are describing this mood of separation that Mahaprabhu is feeling. And there's one line in particular which is so heartrending. What did you say?
You were saying a chapter where you're talking about this.
No, Madhya Lila chapter 2 is one of the most powerful sections, right, which is describing Mahaprabhu's mood of separation. But the verse I'm thinking of, I don't think it's in that verse, in that chapter actually. They changed I updated. I did that stupid thing of updating, and now everything's mixed up. But how does it go? I can't remember about it. But it's saying, actually, it's an expression of the Braja Gopis. They're like chiding Krishna and saying, it is very astonishing that you have been able to forget us. You've forgotten Jamuna. You've forgotten your mother. You've forgotten your father. This is just incredible. This is unbelievable. How have you been able to forget? This is astonishing. You've been able to forget these things. and actually Mahaprabhu, he eventually decides to take sannyas because he's in this mood of chastisement, anger towards Krishna. I mean, that's how it all started, because Mahaprabhu, one day he's chanting, after Mahaprabhu already entered this mood of devotion, then one day he started chanting, Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. and at this time, society was pervaded by these smarta Brahmins. They follow the scriptures in a very external kind of way, calculating in terms of personal gain, rather than touching upon appreciating the essence of spiritual practice. So this one scholar student, he heard Mahaprabhu chanting Gopi. He couldn't understand, so he corrected him. Why are you chanting Gopi? I cannot think of any scripture describing any benefit that you will get. What benefit can you get from chanting Gopi, Gopi? There's some benefit for chanting the name of Krishna. You can chant the name of Krishna, but what's the point of chanting Gopi? And then Mahaprabhu, he became very angry. I don't want to hear about that Krishna. Now, is this religious? This is my question. Is this religious? Is this blasphemy? So Mahaprabhu, he took a stick and he was trying to beat that student. Why are you talking about Krishna? Do you know what he did? You know how he treated the gopis? I don't want to hear about Krishna. And then that student, he of course could not understand at all. This is a completely, different world for him. And so he began to criticize Mahaprabhu, and then there was a whole group who were up in arms about this, this heretic Mahaprabhu. And so then Mahaprabhu realized, so mercifully that if I want to help the souls of this world, then at least they have to have some respect for me, for their benefit. If they will criticize me like this, I don't care, but it will not be good for them. I'm coming here, I'm the doctor, coming here to give medicine to my patients, but the patients, they're disrespecting the doctor, and they won't take the medicine. So then he took that decision that he must take now. And so he showed this necessity of the soul. Go ahead, hi, Haridas, Harinam, hi. This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur's expression. Bhakti Vinod is lamenting, alas, who is Haridas? Who is the servant of Hari? They don't have Hari. What is most intrinsically our nature and our need? We are separated from that. Worse, we don't even want it. So, as Srila Sridhar says very beautifully in one place, Mahaprabhu came to show us what to want. He taught us what to beg for, what to pray for. He taught us that. He showed us that. He showed that unbearable need, that most intrinsic need of the soul to serve their beloved Lord Krishna. And it's also described how when Mahaprabhu first returned from Gaya after he took sannyasa, after he received initiation from Ishvara Puri, then the first thing he did was he called the meeting of all the Vaishnavas, and they were very happy because previously Mahaprabhu would tease the devotees, the Vaishnavas. He would give them a hard time. And with his, Param Gumarsh describes all of these things so nicely in Prema Damodar, how he would play with them, with his brilliance and his scholarship, with the devotees. So sometimes he would defeat them in some debate. Because as it's mentioned in the scriptures, the truth cannot be reached through argument and discussion. If someone is very good at arguments, then they can defeat anybody. It doesn't matter if they're on the side of truth or not. So Mahaprabhu, because he was so brilliant, he would defeat the devotees in his arguments. And then afterwards, he would reverse his own arguments and show how they were correct. So, he wasn't always appearing to be the best friend of the Vaishnavas. And sometimes they would, if they saw him coming, they'd cross over to the other side of the street. So then, when Mahaprabhu came back, it was like a major victory for the devotees. We've got this great Nimai Pandya on our side. He's on our team now. So we're going to be undefeatable. We'll be invincible. So then the first thing Mahaprabhu did is he called a meeting of all the devotees. Just to express his feelings of separation. He wanted to vent his heart, and express how much he was suffering, feeling the separation from Krishna. And of course, we keep saying suffering and pain, but it is antare. What is that line? Antare Vishu Drala Hori Vitare. Vitare, Gala, Nandaho, Antare, like that. But saying that the nature of Krishna prema, that internally one is experiencing the sweetest nectar, and externally it is like the pain of a snake bite, of a poison. This is the nature. Actually, this is like an axiomatic truth that the sweetest substance is must be mixed with some pain. It is the nature of reality. Our there's that poet Srila Maharaj quotes. Our saddest tales. What is it? Do you remember that line? Our saddest tales tell the sweetest. No, our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our saddest tales. But I think it's an English poet, and he's describing how in essence, those stories, those moments that strike the heart the most, they're mixed with some pain. Pain cuts to the heart more deeply than just pure joy. So the pain of separation, it is more powerful, more intense, more potent than that joy. So vipralamba, Srila Maharaj said, separation. Vipralamba is the highest conception. And so Mahaprabhu demonstrated to us, this is the real need of the soul. What is the nature of the soul living in separation? What is the appearance of the soul living in separation from Krishna? What is the natural characteristic of the soul who is separated from Krishna? Mahaprabhu is showing that. And then also on the other side, he's tasting that. And this is the ultimate victory of devotion. That Krishna, the supreme absolute truth, he feels that his devotee is getting rewarded. His devotee is plus something else that he cannot taste. So then those other verses at the beginning of Shiradhaya Pranaya Mahima, which we showed one like that. But these three famous verses at the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, describing first his public mission to save the souls of this world, to show them what is their real life, their real need, to give them, Krishna Nam, Krishna Prem, Krishna Kirtan. And then he also came with this internal desire. And seeing the mood of Radharani, seeing the joy that she's experiencing, seeing the sweetness in him that she's tasting, that he cannot taste himself. Because we cannot experience ourselves in that sense. What others get out of us, we cannot experience that. So Krishna is saying, what type of joy is she getting from serving me? What sweetness in me is she experiencing that I cannot taste? I want to experience that. She's getting more than me. Whatever happiness I'm getting, Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer. Krishna has infinite capacity to enjoy. And this is our problem in this world, because we are trying to compete with Krishna. Our problem is really that we we're not able to enjoy as much as we want to. We don't have capacity, but Krishna has infinite capacity. We can take, one piece of cake. We can have one slice of pizza, etc., etc. There's only so much that we can handle. But Krishna has, because it is unnatural to us, the exploitative, consuming, that mood of being the aggressor, the consumer, it is unnatural to us. So we're always frustrated by our inability to enjoy as much as we want to. But Krishna, he is by nature, constitutionally, he is the enjoyer. So he has infinite capacity to enjoy, to receive more and more and more enjoyment. But he's looking at his devotee and saying, whatever pleasure I'm getting by all this enjoyment, this infinite enjoyment, she's getting more than me by supplying it to me. So his curiosity is awakened. Srila Maharaj, we'll sing that Srila Maharaj's song, the Saraswata Arti is describing it all. So wonderful. That song is so wonderful. Gurudev, I cannot say myself, who am I, but Gurudev himself said it's a perfect arti song, where Srila Maharaj is describing this transfer, Krishna is looking at Radharani and observing this. Maybe we can just read those verses because they're so beautiful. So he decides, I need to take her position, I need to take her heart in order to experience that. Here it is. His song is so, his arti song is so beautiful. The whole, it's really just extraordinary. Radha Rasa, Joyo Swada Raha Shakwaya, Stila Pipa Purana. Seeing Krishna's mischievous desire to understand the glory of her love, Krishna's wonderful sweetness that only she can relish in her transcendental qualities. So these are the 3 points in particular that Kaviraj Goswami mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Why, what is bringing Krishna to this point of deciding to steal from her. Seeing Krishna's mischievous desire to understand the glory of her love, Krishna's wonderful sweetness that only she can relish with her transcendental qualities, and the happiness she feels with Krishna's sweet love for her. Radharani is very pleased, and there is a subdued smile and a gentle Radharani seeing Krishna's desire, and she's smiling gently to see this. In the middle, Vanshidhar, the flute player, is playing his flute, thinking, only by the wealth of Radharani do I become Gauranga Sundar. Maybe, would you mind in short to move this kind of feels like it's good. I don't know who it is. Only by the wealth of Radharani do I become. And actually came and said, oh, very nice, cool. Nice, right on. So this is the ultimate victory of devotion. That Krishna's devotee is higher than Krishna himself. Krishna is feeling deficiency, and so he has to take that mood, this devotee, to experience what otherwise he could not experience. you feeling inspired to say anything about that?
Well, so you have to finish this right
Well, we can say more.
Yeah.
We don't, maybe after you, I'll say a little more. Do you want to say anything?
Maybe I should say something like that. I'm not too honest.
And also in those verses, that's the third verse. Radha Krishna Pranaya Viditi Shakti Asma. Then this is through Damodar's verse. He's describing how this is an eternal. And actually, what a happy surprise. We thought you wouldn't be able to. No, I wondered. Great. This is an eternal play, a cycle that is always going on. Sometimes, Krishna and his Hladini Shakti, embodied by Radharani, they're sometimes appearing as one in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and sometimes separate for the purpose of their divine play. And so actually we cannot say who is more original. We cannot say, oh, Krishna's first and then Mahaprabhu. It doesn't work like that. It is a cycle. It is always continually going on. Sometimes they're coming as one and sometimes separate. But Sridhar Maharaj, he also commented that if we have to say, then we could look at it like this, that first there is the giver and then there is the gift. There is the gift, but before the gift there must be who gives that gift. And so in that sense we could say that Krishna is the gift. Mahaprabhu is giving Krishna. Because you can't get Krishna without Mahaprabhu. It's not possible. So Mahaprabhu, in that sense, you could say that Mahaprabhu is more original to Krishna. It is a cycle, like the seasons. It's moving like that. But you could say, in one sense, that Mahaprabhu is more original. Our line of approach, Nityananda, Mahaprabhu, then Shri Radha. It is not possible to skip any steps there. It is not possible to have Krishna without Mahaprabhu. Yata yata Gaura Purnima Vindeta Bhakti Utapindisi Yata Kuto Sarkita Vindikasma Radha Padam Mudra Sudam Dasi. This is beautiful prayer of Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Sridhar Maharaj Gurudev liked very much, but saying that as much as we will give ourselves to the lotus feet of Gauranga, to that extent, we will have connection with Srimati. We will experience the nectar of the service. Radha, we will experience the nectar of divine service to Radharani. Singing this Gaurangera Samvidani, Sejai Vijendra. Gaurang, Shri Gaura Mandala Bhumi, Jeva Jana Chintanam, Pada Boy Vajra. By honoring the associates of Mahaprabhu, then we can get Krishna. By honoring the holy Dham of Mahaprabhu, we can have Vrindavan. So that our approach must always be like that, in the channel of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Krishna, he is enjoying in his group. He is not so concerned with us, actually. But Mahaprabhu, he's crying so many tears of compassion for the condition of the soul of this world and trying to give them to the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna, he is giving entrance. Krishna Lila. This is one of Gurudev's favorite verses. I changed it from most favorite to favorite. It's funny how we have this need, like to make everything superlative. I think it's a modern disease. Words have lost impact, so we have to overdo it. But Krishna Lila, Kaviraj Goswami's beautiful verse. Krishna Lila Mritasar, Dar Shata Shakti Dash Kitare Hoite, Say Chaitanya Lila Hoy, Sarvar Akoy, Mano Hamsa Charatahate. Describing how Krishna Lila is like a reservoir of nectar. Krishna Lila is Amritasar, means it is the essence of Amrita, of nectar. This the distilled essence, la crème de la crème, Krishna Lila. But what is the nature of Gaura Lila? Gaura Lila is like a lake in which that nectar of Krishna Lila is being distributed in all directions. Hundreds of streams of the nectar of Krishna Lila are being distributed on all sides. This is the nature of Chaitanya Lila. So Mahaprabhu, he is giving Krishna. He is the giver of Krishna. And we are so fortunate. Our gurus, they have shown us the proper mind. This is all very clear. There's nothing random, nothing whimsical about it. There is a very clear way to proceed. There's a system here. And our gurus, they are showing us that system, showing us that, and not that means it is something formulaic or dry or mechanical, but this is the nature of reality. And in order to make an approach substantially to something, we first have to know what is the nature. So our gurus are showing us clearly what is the nature of that divine reality, and understanding that, and what is the best way for us to proceed, the best way for us to approach. So the magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is our great fortune. And he made this prediction, when he was here 500 years ago or so. He made that famous prediction, that in every town and village, my name will be chanted. And we're actually seeing that now. If you don't believe anything else, you have to believe that. It's recorded. It's recorded in Chaitanya Bhagavat. He's saying in the future, and logically, does that make sense that somebody would say that 500 years ago? In the future, my name will be chanted in every town. How could somebody say that? Actually, logically, rationally speaking, it doesn't really make sense. But he saw that was going to happen. It was his divine will, and it has taken place. Not such a long time later either. So even if you don't believe anything else, you have to pay attention to that fact. That literally his name is chanted in practically every town in the world now. And by the grace of our, even here, we're in Des, a tiny little village of a few thousand people. And Seged. I can't even pronounce the name of that city. And we have devotees there chanting the Krishna. The grace of Sri Chaitanya offered with the grace of our Guru, such miraculous possible. Unfortunately, to be a small part of that divine wave, which is still circling the globe. Gurudev would speak of it like that. And that wave was revived more recently by our Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Sundar, Swami Param Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Sri Swami and also our uncle Guru, Shri Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Very recent times, they have brought that wave, more potency. Gurudev, he said something very wonderful once. It was in Russia. He said that the air, he said by Swami Maharaj Prabhupada's preaching, the air has become infused with Nitya Sukriti. That throughout the world, the air has become infused with Nitya. So it's just floating in the air. that wave is flowing. So someone, even without any action on their part, they can connect with that. But really, it is like that. The scriptures, they also speak of the impurity that is spread in the atmosphere through lying and through things like that. Negative speech, lying, that all creates a negative atmosphere. So then, on the other side, what our gurus have given in this world, that's creating another atmosphere. Okay, well, what does that mean? Please, will you say something then? I didn't want to know anything impression, but it would be very nice.
Maybe just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. As many minutes as you like. Thank you.
I thought it was nice mentioning the sweetness of Radha Krishna Lila. The Madhura Ras is in a closed, private type of Lila. The play, the activity is kept secure, and that domain is pretty much impenetrable outside of the miraculous act of grace, outside of the infinite revealing himself to the finite. It's impossible to get into that domain that is the sweet core of reality. Radha Krishna Lila. Even Guru Maharaj says that even Lakshmi Devi cannot secure a ticket. He uses those words for the Ras Lila. Not that tickets were being sold as such, as we'd have like for an event, come to the dance, buy a ticket. but it means, of course, that a ticket gives one entrance. So even Lakshmi Devi, as it states that with great respect, does not possess the necessary qualifications into that zone. And she is the goddess of fortune, and not just material fortune, not just finance, but in the fortune, in the world, devotion. So that devotion, sweetness of Madhura Rasa is so high that even the goddess of fortune herself cannot go in there. That's how secure, that's how sealed and special, priceless, precious it is. And so what has Gauranga Mahaprabhu done? He's broken it open and he's just spreading it. And the quality of that spreading is like Guru Maharaj describes it as like a golden volcano. The love, the ecstasy, the Mahabharata, which is Radharani, is being spewed out with huge volume and velocity, flowing like lava in all directions for everyone to drink, regardless of qualifications. And it's unprecedented. It hasn't happened before. That something so precious, so valuable, in all of time, in all of space, is made available to people that really, I mean, it's kind of like you say, winning the lottery. That is not. I mean, that's a rare event. That's a rare event, but it's not unprecedented. And the benefit of it is relative to what you can do with money. But for some kind of idea of what it is like, Gauranga Lila, it's a bit like that. You could say for the Jiva soul, ways of breaking down one's karma through the dharmic process, through charity, through tapasya, through yogic practices. One can slowly clean out the samskaras that clutter the mind and that drive one to perform action, karma, which activates the cycle of karma, bondage. That can be gradually broken down through various practices. And then what happens? When there's no karma, then there's no impulsion to incarnate in this world. But also, there is no love as such. So what happens? A kind of a return to the source. So the jiva will merge again with the Brahma Jyoti, the light of God. And this is the default position of someone who is intent on escaping this world of duality, its mixed bag of pleasure and pain, and its constant cycle of birth and death. The result of that, someone who wants to escape that, is the default result, that say just normal result, is to again you escape it, but you merge. Full of consciousness. And this is so pervasive that it's been described as having the effect of a Timangala fish. Mayavada Timangala. So it's a fish. Timangala literally means a kind of a fish, a shark, that eats whales. So it's huge. You have the blue whale, right? The biggest creature in existence. And a Timangala fish eats big whales like this, so it's huge. The example is that this Mayavad, which happens once karma is broken down, once there's no longer any need to incarnate into the world to fulfill one's karmas and desires, that is so all-devouring, is described as like a Timangala fish. And the only way to get something more than that is through the grace of someone that has the capacity to deliver praying, to deliver love. And so the reference to the Tamangala fish is given in relation to Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Pranam mantra by Sri Guru Maharaj, the Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, to Siddhanta Saraswati, is that the deliverance of that Krishna praying is equated to, you could say it's like rescuing someone. It's equated to being rescued from the jaws, from the all-consuming effect of a Tamangala fish, of a whale-eating creature. So Mayavad, it's that alternative to calm or to life, to exploitative life in this world, to sensuality and whatever other joy life in this world can deliver. The default alternative to that is moksha or mukti or liberation of an impersonal kind. And this has been equated to the Tamangala, and the rescue from that is a gift, a bestowing of praying, of some kind of bhakti, of devotion that comes from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance and distribution of that in this world. There's a verse that says, in connection with Siddhanta Saraswati, that his function is to rescue Jesus from, say, not only from this Tamangala effect of what is some kind of default position of liberation from material life, but it's also to rescue Jesus from the whimsicality of life in this world, and place them at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. So that is the effect of devotion in the line of Gaura. And even though the destination is Madhura Ras, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life is an exhibition of great practicality as well. So it's not highfalutin, abstract philosophy that is difficult to apply and practice. Mahaprabhu gave very practical advice. For example, this advice with Raghunath Das Goswami, something coming to mind: don't eat opulent foods, don't succumb to the urges of the tongue, and don't dress opulently. Don't be distracted by these material desires. So there's much practical application of knowledge and philosophy given to Mahaprabhu.
Sridhar talks about how Mahaprabhu defeated people on the basis of common sense, right? How like that was, like you're saying, his style was like that. He didn't go down the road of abstruse argument, and he gives that example of demonstrating the position of Shiva, that Lord Shiva takes the Ganges on his head. The Ganges is the foot water of Vishnu. And there was another, and also in his debate with Venkata that you're mentioning about Lakshmi Devi, how if we have to say between Ryan and Krishna, then Lakshmi Devi, she can't get a ticket for the Rasa Leela. She wants to go, but she can't go. So then logically we have to conclude that Krishna's
Yeah. I was also thinking of some just interesting to say more prosaic type anecdotes. Uh, Mahaprabhu was born on the full moon, and like astrologically speaking, and this is also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu was born with uh, Leo rising, the zodiac sign of Leo, Simha Rasi, Simha Lagna. So the moon is in Leo, and Leo is on the horizon, the rising sign as well. So you say Mahaprabhu is like a double. And his life is divided into, well, the early life is given as Bala and Poganda and Kaishor and Yovana, and there's various themes that uh, that are attached to each of those segments of Mahaprabhu's life, and various pastimes, such as when he was born, everyone is like astounded by his beauty, and on his birth, like actually before Mahaprabhu's birth, um, Jagannath Mishra, his father, confided in Sachi Devi that I'm walking around and going about my usual business, and people are approaching me and just giving me gifts and congratulating me and behaving in a very respectful and congratulatory fashion. He's like, there's something special is going to happen. He's confiding in his wife. Because it's very like all these auspicious omens. And she was like, actually, yes, I've had similar things that have been taking place. And then after the birth of Mahaprabhu was born on an eclipse. Lunar eclipses can only happen on full moons, so but not all full moons. Mahaprabhu's birth is on a lunar eclipse. And at that time, it's traditionally considered that inauspicious energies prevail because light produces awareness, knowledge, enlightenment. And when that light is covered, it's an opportunity for automatic or ignorant forces to play their potency. So the religious folk, says the Hindus, were in the Ganges going Hari, Hari, Hari to counteract the effect of the eclipse. And the Muslims and atheists were on the banks and they were mocking them. They're copying them, Hari, Hari, Hari. But the effect was that everyone was chanting Hari, Hari. And then Mahaprabhu was born at this time. Just at this time, the days that the full moon and Rahu is coming over and covering the full moon. It says, what is the need for this physical full moon when we have this beautiful Gaura Chandra meaning moon, appearing here? And the full moon, lustrous as it is embarrassed by the beauty of this newborn child, and so hiding behind Rahu. The lunar beauty of Mahaprabhu is embarrassing the radiance and the beauty of the full moon in the sky. And Mahaprabhu would cry and would not stop until the ladies would chant, oh, the Hari, chant Hari, 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 Hari. And so he's giving them Gaura Hari. Maybe that's all. I'd go on and talk about a few pastimes, but I think we should finish and do the market.
Okay. Jai, thank you. Okay. So, we have our friend Utah. I connected to Instagram. We're on Facebook. I'm thinking, so we should sing this song, the Mahaprabhu song from Chaitanya Charitamrita. I don't know if I can sing it. Maybe we can sing your Gurudev's. 2:07. Does anyone else, sorry, does anyone else want to say anything that you want, with some inspiration or desire? Should we keep streaming or
It's okay.
maybe we'll, we can stream maybe, it's a special day. Page 272. Shoda Shakta Shakta Shakti Masha Vishnu. I think I feel better if we hear Gurudev. It would be nice to follow Gurudev. We'll follow Gurudev. Okay, we'll stop the broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to stream.